Warning, if you don't like spoilers, do not watch the video.
Hi everyone, welcome to Some Film Snobs. I'm Jacob Ramos.
I'm Sean Rajnert.
And this is our review of Mission Impossible. So guys, unfortunately Matt Smith could not be here for this review, and our original review it was a little bit messy, but we saw it with a couple of friends, and occasionally we'll show you what they said in that original one, but we just felt it was very messy because we were not used to having a guest on before.
Yeah, normally we would never do that.
But I guess we'll just get into the normal review. Sean, what are your general thoughts of Mission Impossible Fallout?
I liked it. I actually liked it a lot. Is it amazing? Like, no, but like, it was just a solid, fun, good movie, you know? It's surprising to me that, you know, this is like the 6th movie in the series, and it's pretty consistent with the others.
Yeah, I'm kind of, like, it's kind of weird that Matt isn't here, because in the last review, Ant-Man and the Wasp, he was really grilling me, saying that I'm never going to give a movie a thumbs up, but I think this is, like, really solid, really good action-adventure film. It's pretty consistent with the rest of them, honestly.
Yeah,
it's
well, except 2.
2, yeah.
2 is the weak one.
I thought 2 had like the coolest motorcycle chase scene, but
yeah, that had like the best like it was like the last 30 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, no, but the rest of it is
Mission Impossible as a series tends to do that. Like the last 30 minutes of each movie tends to be like the best part.
Pretty much. I guess we could give a basic summary of what the hell we think is happening in this film, because
it's very convoluted. I didn't even write this down. I have to look at something right now just to make sure I'm correct.
Yeah.
Because like the first act, we're already talking about negatives, I guess. The first act is convoluted. They just throw a bunch of like information, and you're just sitting there like, what's going on?
Yeah, like it's pretty much almost the first scene where like it's information overload to the point where like you don't even know what the hell is happening. Like when everything actually starts. So basically, like, the goal of the film is that there are these, like, secret agent apostles that want to...
Like 20 of them, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, and they want to steal this plutonium for nukes to nuke worlds and...
Because, of course.
Nuke countries for whatever reason. Because terrorism and cleansing the world. That kind of thing.
To simplify it, they're just trying to track down some stolen plutonium.
Pretty much,
while also being monitored by the CIA, by Henry Cavill.
Oh yeah, because like they bring up the previous plots of the other films where Ethan has a tendency to go rogue or be off the cuff. So in this movie, Angela Bassett sends in Henry Cavill as like a CIA agent to watch the IMF and make sure the job gets done properly. Because they say they have a problem with Ethan having a moral compass as a character. Like, he doesn't prioritize the mission, prioritize the one life. It actually pays off later on how they set that up.
I should mention this. This is the movie that when they were filming Justice League, Henry Cavill was also filming this. And you could, like, as soon as we saw the facial hair on him in this movie, we were just like, we automatically thought of Justice League.
Oh, God. CGI lip.
CGI lip.
It's Superman with rubber on his face. I'll have an honorary mustache here for Henry Cavill. So yeah, we gave you guys the best explanation we could possibly.
The most simplified explanation we could give, because the first 20 minutes is just like blah 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 blah, and you know, it's like you're getting woken up and then automatically getting slapped in the face.
It's like being violently shaken like a baby. Is there anything like any big negative or positive you want to start with that drew out your attention? I guess besides the exposition overload in the beginning.
Yeah, I guess really the only other thing was like the villain's plan was kind of stereotypical, but it's been done in the series. You know, like we have the ticking time bomb. You know, we're trying to get the plutonium for the nuke so we can destroy the world and all that.
Well, I felt the villain in this one. It's the same guy from Rogue Nation. Like the villain is continuous, carries over.
Yeah.
Debate. I don't know the actor's name, but I thought in this one it was a little more fleshed out than in Rogue Nation. Whereas in Rogue Nation, it just seemed like the only backstory they gave him, or the only motivation was he's an ex-agent that wants to become an anarchist and starts blowing up places. But in this one, he has a motivation of like revenge on Ethan Hunt and like building up his legacy. I thought that was slightly better than Rogue Nation. The villain.
Rogue Nation's the only one I haven't seen, so.
Okay. I will say that then now to talk about Rogue Nation real briefly.
Go ahead.
This film, it stands on its own very well. Like you don't have to have seen any of the previous Mission Impossible films to follow. I guess it's a strength of all of them. Where like, it's a franchise where connectivity isn't really relevant. Even though this one has the most carryover characters and like follow-up of any other film with the main villain and the British girl actress.
Yeah.
Fuck, I need to know these people's names. But the beautiful British woman and the creepy-looking old dude.
Jesus.
It explains it enough.
Yeah, even though like I haven't seen Rogue Nation, I did pick up on what was going on and what happened in the last movie. And you know, it's just like, oh, okay, this came from this or this came from that, you know. I didn't have to see Rogue Nation to see this one, which it's a big strength for me.
Alright, so I think for me, I wanna instantly go to the action sequences.
Oh yeah, the whole third act.
Oh my god, the whole third act. Well, before we get to the third act, because I know in our first mess of a review, we missed one of the best action sequences in the film. This like bathroom fight scene.
Yeah!
It's fucking incredible. Holy shit.
Yeah. Every punch, every, move, you felt it.
Oh my god, it was so fucking incredible.
It felt so well.
It felt a little bit like you ever seen the original Warriors?
Yes.
Where like they're fighting in the bathroom. It felt a lot like that, and like everything's getting fucking destroyed. It felt exactly like that to me, at least.
Mission Impossible is different from a lot of action movies out now, where a lot of action movies now are just shaky cam, quick cuts. You're not really seeing what's going on. With Mission Impossible, you see what's going on. Every action scene is well shot. It's well choreographed, and it immerses you more. It immerses me more, I should say.
I will say though about that scene, because everything was getting destroyed, and I don't know, I had a feeling where it felt like when they were in the big club party house, it was an actual location they were shooting in. And then once they opened the door to the bathroom, I just instantly thought to myself, this is probably a set. Now, they just cut to, no, we're on the set to be destroyed.
I didn't even think of that.
I don't know why. It was just that was my filmmaking brain going, and that was probably a good location, and now they just cut to, we're on a set that we can fucking destroy the shit out of.
Speaking of sets, there's a really good scene in the beginning, near the beginning, where they're confronting what's his face.
Some guy. That is the scene that had me confused too. I don't know what the fuck happened there either.
At first, I was like, "What is going on?" And then, a couple minutes into it, I was just like, "Something's up." And then the whole set, the walls fell down. Simon Pegg took his mask off, and I was just like, motherfuckers.
You have Wolf Blitzer with his.
They've done that kind of thing in the series before.
I know they have, but it's just the context and information. I did not know what the fuck was happening.
I mean, it took me a little bit. I think a little bit, after we did our first review, I was just like, actually, that scene is really well executed for the most part.
Yeah.
Like if it maybe just had a little bit of a better script,
Just
I think it would have been
more
awesome.
context, a little more explanation. I guess briefly in the other action, like the airplane when he jumps out of a literal airplane, and I actually read he actually did do that apparently. Like,
Oh yeah, he did.
so he jumped out of an airplane and they did this take or whatever, this shot.
I like to call
That's insane.
Tom Cruise the American Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan because he likes to do a lot of his own stunts. In Ghost Protocol, he climbed the building. I forget the name of it, but it's in Dubai.
Yeah.
It's the world's tallest building. He climbed that.
He hanged out off the side of a plane in Rogue Nation.
Yeah. He did the skydiving here. He ran on top of the buildings in this movie and broke his ankle.
Did he also, was he also hanging out the fucking helicopter?
For some of it, apparently, yes.
Oh my. This dude is fucking insane.
He's like 60 years old? Something like that?
I don't think he's that old, but he's
not that old.
He's getting up
Like,
there.
hang on, I have the actual Wikipedia right here. He's 56.
56? Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, he looks like he's in his 30s.
Yeah, I know.
He looks fucking good.
Well, you gotta know about that digital de-aging.
Oh, I doubt his face at least looks that different. I think he looks good for his age.
I don't think they did any of that digital de-aging stuff in this movie. It's like, I would notice it.
But this dude is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Well, like, I guess to go to him, like, and we'll move towards characters, like, what did you think of Tom Cruise in the film?
Very similar to a lot of the other films, but, you know, I do like him as a character, you know. He serves his purpose. Tom Cruise executes it in the Tom Cruise fashion. And, you know, good character overall.
I will say,
I'm
he's good in it for me. Like, in my opinion, he's a good leading man, and I think it's for me as a whole with the series, none of the characters, even particularly Ethan Hunt, like they're never really have any kind of character arc. It's more so about the villain and the adventure, and the experience.
Well, it's very similar to the original show, because the original show is just like that. If you think about it, there's 6 movies here in the series. They're all kind of like big, long, giant episodes of the show.
Pretty much, yeah.
I guess to bring up the first movie, when I rewatched all these movies except Rogue Nation. I don't know why I didn't get around to that before seeing this movie. And watching the first movie, it was kind of confusing a little bit, but you had to watch the series, because like the very beginning of the first movie is like basically the same characters from the show.
Mm-hmm.
So like the show and the movies actually connect to one another, which is interesting, and I never thought about that.
Yeah, but like, it's like the Tom Cruise's character in the series, I feel like he hasn't had a character arc since the third one. Or the third one is the only one where he had a character arc. Where like he had his wife,
prominent.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like most of the, if not all the other ones, it's like, it's more so about the adventure, and we're like fun characters, awesome action, and we have literal ticking clocks. Like, I guess that's how I would I would summarize the whole series in, you have literal ticking clocks, awesome action, and confusing exposition, and fun characters. It's pretty much it. With Ving Rhames, Ving Rhames is also fucking awesome.
Yeah. I love Ving Rhames. But in terms of like the arc too, like his character arc, you know, the third movie, you know, you had Philip Seymour Hoffman, which is probably the greatest villain, and he was probably the greatest villain in the series.
Yeah, I would agree. I would definitely agree on that.
Dude's terrifying as shit.
He's just a fucking fantastic actor.
Yeah, and you know, Tom Cruise goes through this it's more of an emotional arc. And, you know, it seems like after the third movie, he doesn't really have that emotional arc anymore. Like, there's still sort of an arc in there, but it's not, like, in your face about it.
Yeah,
I don't think.
I would agree. Definitely. I will say in this one, the stakes, like, because you're talking about emotional arc, and, like, in the third one, the stakes were really high because his wife's life that's, like, important to him. And in this one, I thought the stakes were also, they, like, brought that back a little bit, the emotional stakes of it. With, Tom Cruise, obviously, because at the end, like, his wife is in danger of getting fucking nuked and blown up. The British MI6 agent lady, Elisa. I know that character's name is Elisa, but I have no idea what the actress's name, even though I think she's fantastic. But like her, she's like, oh, if I don't kill Lane, which is like the main bad guy from Rogue Nation in this one, MI6, they're gonna abandon me and they won't ever let me come back home to London. So like it's a lot more emotional character stakes rather than it's just about the action. They made it about the characters and the twists and the turns. Which actually I wanted to bring up the twist and turn at the end, and then we could get into the third act. So like it is revealed that Henry Cavill turns out to be this John Lark character who is one of the apostles who works for the big bad guy who wants to nuke countries. I think
because of course.
I put a lot of thought into this in between our last review because I think I figured it out. Okay. So he turns out to be working for that guy, and like my whole problem with that scene where like they like trick him into revealing that, I think it's like it happens in almost all the movie, but like the execution of it and the creativeness of the filmmaking, it almost makes me forgive it all the time. Like in my head, I'm always like, how the fuck did they know that? Or how the fuck did they do that? Or like how the fuck could this happen? How the fuck could they know that? How the fuck could they figure out that he's gonna do this as soon as they leave? But then like then this in the front of my like dumb brain, I'm just like, yeah, but it was fucking awesome, wasn't it? It's exactly.
I mean, that's how I like think of it, because like Mission Impossible is one of those series where like even critics, you just kind of forgive it because everything else in the movies are like awesome. This is like you don't give a shit. It's like what Michael Bay is trying to do, but not Michael Bay because it's not shit.
Yeah, I will say like some people, a popular question on the internet. I don't really like Fast and Furious, but one debate on the internet is why do critics forgive Fast and Furious over Transformers when they're both pretty much just like action schlock garbage.
Boom, boom, boom,
and
fire,
like,
fire.
But the argument, and schlock garbage is mainly my opinion, but like the argument critics give is that Fast and Furious has characters that you can actually like and care about, whereas opposed like Transformers, they're just fucking cardboard people, and like it's more so about like sexist jokes and
Michael Bay in general is just all his characters are fucking cardboard.
Pretty much.
Like
I like the first Transformers.
Yeah, the first Transformers is a fine movie.
But like that's the whole thing like against Fast and Furious, where like, oh my god, it's like it feels just like Transformers with the action schlock. While critics like it, I feel like in Fast and Furious, like even though I'm not personally a fan of them, I can agree that the characters in those films are very distinct, very likable, and very fun, as opposed to Transformers where they're all just bricks. And like I feel like that strength carries over to Mission Impossible, which is just my more cup of tea. So yeah, like I didn't like it was fucking awesome, the twist and all, and then like that leads into the fucking crazy, incredible third act of this film. Holy shit! We
were all at the edge of our seats. I'm not saying that to be funny. Like we literally were.
You want to talk about like third acts? Like everyone says like the third act of Rogue One is fucking like crazy, but like. Think of that, except you actually care about what the fuck is going on because the characters in the film were not just faceless nobodies.
Yeah.
that had no characterization.
This third act was nuts.
Yeah, holy shit, dude.
Like 4 out of 4 quality, you know? It was just like
4 out of 4? 4 out of 4, that's the first I ever heard of that. 4 out of 4, not 5 out of 5 or like 10 out of 10. Like 4 out of 4.
5 out of 5.
It's an odd number choice.
All the other ones are overused. What about 6 out of 6?
Oh my god.
7 out of 8.
But yeah, let's just get back to the but I'm saying like the third act, it's in every movie, dude. I brought this up to you after when we were grabbing something to eat, but in every movie they have it, but it gets me every time. They always have a literal ticking clock at the end of the film, and it's like it never ceases to fail to like have you clenching your asshole. I'm serious
Like,
though.
I know, like, you're not wrong. You know what? You know what's funny? Okay, you talk about the literal ticking time. You know what I was thinking of when I was watching that? I was thinking of that M&M's commercial that plays before the movie starts.
Why is it still counting?
Oh my god, yeah.
But there's literally a ticking time bomb there. I was just like, the writers at like Paramount or whatever, whoever wrote this movie, was just sitting there in their office and they're just like, remember the M&M's commercial?
Dude, but like it's like every Mission Impossible movie has a literal ticking clock. Like
I know, it's awesome.
And like
all the time.
it's like it's not like a thematic ticking clock. Like you know the movie like Philadelphia, right?
Yeah.
Where like I know that's a very dark example and depressing movie to bring up, but I mean like the guy is like dying of a disease. Like he has a ticking clock, but it's not like a literal. It's not literal. Yeah, exactly. But like when you actually can see the numbers, tick, 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 tick,
It like intensifies
yeah, exactly.
everything.
It does. It's like holy shit! If that hits 0, the whole world's gonna blow up. Ah! It's so. I think that's also a big credit to the editing of the final scene. Like
Yeah.
oh my god, you're fucking.
Whoever edited this movie, just keep them. Just keep them.
Oh yeah, holy shit.
Because I actually thought the world blew up for a second.
Oh my god. I will say that little trick they did at the end, where like
Oh, where the screen goes to white.
yeah,
and
I
then-
know, and like they have him looking at like a really bright light where you think that was the nuke going off, but it was actually
I
just
literally
the
thought it was
sun.
the nuke.
Yeah, I know. And then they just show him with the remote in his hand. It was like
Yeah.
holy shit.
The way he edited that, I don't know who edited this movie, but like, it's so well executed.
Extremely well executed.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That whole like helicopter chase. Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
yeah.
Who the like I swear, did they like get like the writer's son to like play with action figures and they filmed a video of him and they're like, "Oh, okay, you're just
They're like this
driving
fucking
a toy helicopters around and you're crashing them into each other." and like this
You know, if this was like done in the 80s, it just would have been models on strings.
oh my god. But yeah, holy shit. It was just a really fucking fun film.
Yeah, exactly.
Like holy shit. Awesome. Awesome.
So good. If you get my heart rate to go up while watching an action movie, you did a good job.
I would definitely agree. Jack and Mark, what are you guys' general thoughts on Mission Impossible Fallout?
I thought it was generally a good movie. Like for like action genre, I thought it was really cool. They had like top-notch effects, action-packed scenes, and a generally like involving story that kept you like through the whole time.
Mark?
I thought the stunts were top of the line. Impressive stunt work. Definitely very visceral, real, practical effects. Not too over the top with the green screen or CGI. Wasn't really apparent at all, like it was in some other movie recently.
Yeah, it's definitely
I'm
notable.
surprised this guy hasn't. Well, actually, Mark, you said he had an injury on this film, right?
Yeah, he broke his ankle.
Broke his ankle, and they had to stop filming for 7 weeks.
Yeah, he's getting a little old for this, I think. I'm thinking of that running scene where he's like running across the rooftops. Like I'm just imagining like during filming, like he's like I gotta stop. Can we cut now, please?
Where's the oxygen tank?
That's a good one.
So, Sean, what do you recommend? Mission Impossible Fallout.
Obviously, I recommend it. That whole third act alone, like, would make me recommend it. Like everything I said before, it's just a solid movie. It's fun.
Holy, yep, dude. Matt's not here, but Mission Impossible Fallout. You get a thumbs up and a recommendation from me.
Big thumbs up.
Yeah, it didn't.
Triple thumbs up.
It took us how many reviews? 4 or 3 before I got one, but.
Well, we have
there.
the Lost Infinity
The
War
Lost
review.
Infinity War review, but that doesn't count yet, at least. But
Yeah, it's
Holy shit, great
as
film.
in last week.
Henry Cavill, you were right to sabotage Justice League and not shave your mustache because this movie was way better.
I just realized, you forgot to bring up, you had something with the sound.
Oh yeah, the sound. Yeah, I can edit this in earlier in the review. But I wanted to say quickly about the sound as well, that the choice of gunshot sounds. I thought have you ever seen the movie Heat?
Yeah.
Where at the ending, in the ending shootout, they opt to use the actual gun sound. Like they use the raw audio that they captured of the blanks.
Yeah.
And it's like a regular gun sound does not sound anything like your typical movie gun sound. So
Yeah.
like it's incredibly loud and like it's ear piercing. It hurts. And I felt like they opted for the realistic gun sounds in this film, and it kind of hurt my ears at points, especially like at the end of the bathroom fight scene, where she
they could have
shoots him.
turned it. Yeah, they could have turned it down just like a little bit.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
I would have I'm surprised they didn't opt for a more artificial sounding gun just for the sake of I don't know why, but I don't know. It's just a personal thing, but I really felt like
I like the real sound of it, but they could turn it down.
I just felt like the real gun sound, it kind of hurt. I don't know if that has to do more with the theater, Dolby, but Atmos.
I like to think it had to do with the theater, but I'm probably gonna rewatch this when I'm home, so I'll figure that out.
Yeah.
If it was just us going insane or not.
I guess that's all I wanted to bring up about that. Anyways, we'll end this one. I'm Jacob Ramos.
I'm Sean Rajnert.
And this has been Some Film Snobs. See you on the next one.
Peace.